Good afternoon and thanks for joining us for Local 4 News at 4. I'm James Sears. Lightning sparked a fire at a home in Davenport late last night. Damage from the dangerous weather is this afternoon's top story. According to Davenport's fire department, crews responded to an extensive house fire at 2113 Lombard Street around 10 p.m. The home had a large amount of damage from the flames. Davenport's fire department district chief wants everyone to be on alert when nasty weather comes.
Be prepared, be ready, but when events like this happen, there's really not much you can do to prepare for it.
One person was transported to the hospital as a precaution, but everyone did get out safe. And we want to remind you, if you see news happening, forward it to Local 4. Just download the quadcities app. It's available on Android and Apple devices, and it's free. You can get breaking news notifications. Also share stories you want to see highlighted right here on Local 4. For the last 2 days, work on the John Deere Road project has been at a standstill. That's because of a contract dispute between the general contractor, McCarthy Improvement, and the Teamsters Union representing truck operators for the project. Without them on site, it's meant construction has shut down. The union says it's looking to settle on a new contract after its last one expired several months ago.
You work under an agreement that's expired, you've lost your grievance procedure, so if there's something that's grievable, that there's no avenue because you can't take it to arbitration.
The union president says it's looking for a new agreement similar to their last one, but with wage, health, and pension increases. Tonight on Local 4 News at 5, hear from a business owner near the construction who's ready for the project to be done. And that construction on John Deere Road also has some firefighters preparing for the worst. The Moline Fire Department has held training courses for some of its firefighters over the past week. The courses have taught them how to extract passengers trapped inside vehicles that may have crashed along the highway. Training officer Jamie Hudson says that these firefighters are some of the only ones to have gone through this advanced training course.
Not everybody on the fire department's been exposed to it as of yet. Hopefully we can in the future get everybody trained to this level. So these guys are extremely fortunate to get to go through this aggressive training and learn these techniques while they're so new to the fire service.
Hudson says that while the situations they've trained for may not happen, being prepared for anything is extremely important. It's been a year since the United Way of the Quad Cities dished out nearly $3 million to help fund 38 of its local partners. More than $600,000 went to education and school districts for the first time. However, some agencies that received money for years did not see a penny this go-around. Friendly House in Davenport was one of those agencies. The facility's executive director says it's been able to bounce back with the help of the community without cutting any programs or employees.
The community responded very positively to us. You know, the message they sent to us is we still think what you do is important, your programs are important, your impact is important, and that was a really big boost to our confidence because it was shaken a little bit.
And coming up at 5, we'll hear from a spokesperson for one of the Friendly House's child care programs that was almost on the chopping block. With Cinco de Mayo this weekend, many in the Quad Cities are getting ready to celebrate the day with their own traditions. That includes one Moline barber who's using his award-winning haircutting skills to bring light to the misunderstood holiday and honor his culture. Local 4's Andrea Medina reports on his story.
Inside the New Style Hair Academy in Moline, barber Miguel Rosas is carving up his latest piece of hair art.
You guys ready for this? Because it's going down.
Isaias Duarte is a regular customer, but he's not in the shop for a traditional fader lineup.
Just thought it would be something cool to do with the holiday coming up, you know, and Cinco de Mayo isn't just about drinking beer and having fun.
Instead, he's getting a haircut that comes with a Mexican history lesson.
Emiliano Zapata. I just think it's a cool historical figure, you know, with the sombrero. You know, he was a war hero, so of course he has the whole get up on.
And with a couple of buzzes here and a few shaves there, Rosas created a replica of Emiliano Zapata.
It's also, you know, letting other people know also the history on it, because a lot of people think that Cinco de Mayo it's a Mexican Independence Day.
Blending all of his passions to buzz up a conversation.
I'm a barber, stylist, artist. Because of what I can do with art, it's a way to catch people's attention. Some people, you can say something to them and tell them about a certain thing or a certain subject, and they might just kind of shake it off. But when they see something cool like this, they're actually going to stop and think, wow.
And it's not the first time his designs become a national sensation.
The Jake Arrieta haircut that I did, we went up to Chicago because of it and got to meet the Cubs.
While many admire his detailed designs, Rosas says it takes a confident person like his young client to wear the hair portrait with pride.
I feel pretty proud. Well, most people I don't think are going to have this in their head.
Andrea Medina, Local 4 News.
Well, that takes a lot of skill, Andrea. Thank you. Rosa says hair portraits take about 2 hours to create. If you want to check out more of his one-of-a-kind haircuts, we'll have a link on our website, ourquadcities.com. Well, as spring warms in the region, the threat of flooding breaches the banks of the Quad Cities. The Mississippi River is set to crest Tuesday at around 16.3 feet. Although the city's emergencies plan doesn't come into effect until waters reach 23 feet, Davenport can expect flooding to cause some issues with recreational areas.
So at 16 feet, we're really just looking at some minor inconveniences along our riverfront, specifically more with our recreation, the riverfront bike trail, Credit Island, some of those kinds of things.
Davenport has released the following list of closures. South Concord Road between Utah and River Drive is closed. Portions of road near Wapello Avenue, Miller Avenue, and Biderbick Drive all closed. Credit Island will be closed by midnight this Saturday, May 5th. The riverfront bike path near LeClaire Park will be closed sometime Saturday or Sunday. Wow, a lot to take in. The flooding, a really big issue. And Andy, the rains last night, fortunately tonight, will not be as severe.
Yes, not looking quite so bad tonight in the Quad Cities. Now,